Postgame with St. Martin's University falling to Western Oregon 77-55 in the NCAA West Regional Semifinals to be eliminated. We have head coach Alex Pribble with us, along with Luke Chavez and Rhett Bayerlocker. Coach, a tough game here.
Yeah.
Very different halves. Defensive one, offensive in the other, but a hard-fought game on both sides of the basketball.
Absolutely. I couldn't be more proud of our guys. I could not be more proud of them. They left their hearts out on the floor. They gave everything they had to each other. They played exceptionally hard tonight, and they gave them everything. So Western Oregon is a great team. They're really talented. You know, half of our losses on the year, 4 of our 8 losses this year have come at their hands, and they're great. You know, I expect them to go very far, and they're very well coached, and they play very hard. But at the end of the day, I'm just proud of the effort that our guys put out for each other tonight. I think we talked about in the locker room just a second ago how much this game means to these guys. It's more than just a basketball game. They've built relationships that are going to last a lifetime. And you take a guy like Matt Dolan, our one lone senior, and the example that he set for our program this year, it goes a long way. So really happy for these guys.
Rhett, you saw Matt hit that field goal with about a minute left and then comes out of the game, and he knows that's going to be it for his career. Everyone's giving him high fives and hugs. What did that moment mean to you and this team to see Matt have his last moments on the floor?
Matt's been one of our rocks the whole season, so it's hard to see him go. I don't know how we're ever going to replace him, and I don't know if we can, but he's just a great guy to have around. He's not a very vocal leader, but he's always there just to bring us together and keep us calm.
Luke, you go for 20 points, most of those coming in the second half. You actually finished the first half with just 2. Then you go off for 18 in the second half. Did you feel like the onus really fell to you to try and push this team late in this game?
Just do whatever I could to try to get our team W. Just proud of the guys and all the sacrifices everyone made throughout the game, and it's tough to end this way, but just proud of how it.
Looking at the score sheet here, Coach, there's a lot of improvements we see from the boys in the second half.
Yeah.
10 turnovers at half and with just 14. So they're taking care of basketball really well. 53% shooting from the field, 40% from 3 in the second half.
Yeah.
What adjustments did they make?
Yeah, well, it's been a part of our identity the whole year. These guys just don't have a quit button. There's no off button on these guys. They're going to play hard until that buzzer sounds. And so part of it was making adjustments on the fly. They talked to each other, and they were stronger with the basketball in the second half. Our spacing was better in the second half. But it came down to the glass. It came down to physicality. And at the end of the day, you got to credit Western Oregon. They're a great team, and they found a way to get it done. So, yeah, they did a good job.
Coach, going back to the beginning of this year, you knew you had a special team in place, but maybe not everybody on the outside saw that. You know, What was this journey like for this team?
Yeah, it's special. It's special. Got 9 new guys on this roster. Took a trip to Canada in the beginning of the year, and we started forming relationships. And for guys who are strangers to go on a journey like this over 1 year, you know, we talked about in the locker room, a lot of these guys have been on high school teams before where they have lifelong friends that become their teammates, and those relationships are already built. These guys did it in 10 months, and they built a trust, a bond where they were playing for each other all the way through. And at the end of the day, that's why we were successful this year. It wasn't about out-talenting teams. It wasn't about out-athleting teams. It was about the fact that these guys cared for each other. They played together. They played for each other. And so we won a lot of close games this year. And that's why they're so, you know, torn up in the locker room right now, is because they care about each other so deeply.
And Rhett, you were one of the lone players on this team who's been here through this whole rebuilding phase, and now at this point, you know, going back to your freshman year, and if someone would have told you at the end of your junior year you'd be sitting here in the NCAA tournament, you know, what would be going through your mind?
After freshman year, it was hard not making the tournament, and I was happy. I don't know if the younger guys don't really understand how how hard it is too, especially going on 8-game losing streak freshman year. That was like the hardest time, and then this is just crazy now. The different kind of guys we have, it's just like they expect to win, and it's pretty fun. And yeah, I just take it for every game that I get a chance to go out and play, and that's pretty fun to play too.
And Luke, leader of this team all year, you know, we lose Matt Dolan, it'll be a tough replacement, but Saints look poised for another strong run next season. You know, what does a run like this mean moving forward for the team?
Means a lot. I know we lost Matty, but still got a good core of guys, and we're going to get another run out of it next year.
I know a lot of people are talking about the tale of two halves there. And even going back to Cal Poly last night, you held them really tight on the perimeter and then came out in the first half and looked like more of the same. And then they come out of the half and they're on fire. How do you adjust to that?
Yeah, well, tonight was a lot about the talent of Western Oregon. I think we held them at bay, and we were challenging some shots, and we were really rotating well behind the ball in the first half, but they came out and made some adjustments to stretch the perimeter, and they've got some players. You know, Demetrius Trammell is one of the best shooters in our region. There's no question about it. So he got hot, and when he knocks a couple shots down, it gave him a little bit of confidence, I think, and it was that, and it was their glass, you know, and they're a very physical team, and so they kind of out-toughed us down low, a couple possessions that hurt, a couple loose balls they came up with that I thought were momentum changers. But our guys battled. They scrapped. You know, I thought we had to put a game plan in place on a one-day prep here to try to give ourselves the best opportunity. We played a lot of zone tonight. We don't play a lot of zone typically. And the guys were completely bought in. They did their best they could, and I thought they gave them a good run tonight.
Sure thing. Do you expect to gain some continuity advantage going into next year?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, talking about those relationships these guys have built should be an easier process next year because these guys will go into it knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses, and already having that relationship, that trust built. You know, and at the end of the day, that's the style of basketball we want to play. It's St. Martin's basketball. It's playing for each other, and they do a really good job with that. They care about each other deeply, and I think that shows on the court.
And when did the preparation start?
For tonight?
For next year.
For next year, tomorrow. I'm extremely excited. I mean, I feel so fortunate to be a part of this. You know, the old adage about, you know, never working a day in your life, you love what you're doing, and I feel that's what it is. I feel like, you know, I just am extremely lucky to coach basketball and to be a part of a group like this. It's all about relationships. It's all about life, you know, and you know, these guys do a great job just trusting each other, caring for each other, and working hard. So I know these guys will be probably in the gym tomorrow getting their shots out, trying to find ways to improve, because that's been the journey this whole year. The process is one step at a time, finding a way to get better. And, you know, we'll encourage them to relax and recharge the batteries a little bit, but these guys are ready.
All right, thanks.
One last question, Luke. This season obviously meant a lot to you. You still got one left in you, so it's not the end of the road, but why was this one so special?
Just the whole journey of all the new guys coming together, and we didn't know how it was going to end up, but all the sacrifice everyone made, the whole community, how everyone came together, and we saw it out in the crowd. Even when we were down and we were losing, the game was over, everyone was still chanting SMU, SMU, and all that, everyone together just feels great. And
Congratulations on a great season, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you.